Chosen one, there are moments in life, those rare, still moments, when you sense change on the horizon, even before the world around you has caught on. It starts quietly, a restlessness in your spirit, an unexplainable hope that bubbles up, despite the facts, despite the odds. If you are here watching, it's not by accident. The very fact that you've found this message means there's a divine orchestration at work in your story. For so long, you may have felt like you were wandering an endless wilderness, waiting, hoping, praying, but wondering if the breakthrough you've dreamed of would ever manifest. Maybe life has handed you setback after setback. Perhaps the doors you thought would open closed in your face. The people you loved walked away. The opportunities that looked promising dissolved. You looked to the sky, searching for answers, for a sign, but the only reply was silence. But let me tell you, silence is never the absence of God. Sometimes, it's the final breath before your breakthrough arrives. Look back for a moment. Reflect on everything you've survived. The heartbreak, the disappointments, the days you thought you couldn't go on. It wasn't for nothing. You weren't abandoned, you were being prepared. Every tear you shed became the water nourishing your growth. Every betrayal stripped away anyone and anything not meant for the next chapter of your life. And every time it felt like you lost, what was really happening was divine subtraction, removing what would have held you back from the destiny prepared for you. Sometimes, being chosen feels lonely, doesn't it? You see the world going one way while you're being called another. You sense things others don't. You carry a weight on your shoulders, a knowing that you're destined for more, even when nothing in your circumstances reflects that reality. That's the sacred tension of the in-between, the waiting room between promise and fulfillment. But listen closely now. The wait is almost over. The season is shifting. There are signs, subtle but undeniable, that your big breakthrough is closer than you think. You didn't come this far to stay stuck. You didn't survive what you did just to survive. There is a reason why your heart is still hopeful, even after so many storms. There is a reason why your spirit still rises, even after repeated disappointments. It's because you are chosen, set apart, destined to make a difference. Not just in your life, but in the lives you touch, in your family, your community, even for generations to come. If this resonates with you, if you feel something stirring inside as you listen, tap into that energy. Type 111 in the comments. Let it be your signal to the universe and a testimony to others who are walking a similar road. You are not alone. Together, we're awakening. Pause for a moment and breathe. Inhale possibility. Exhale old doubt. You're entering a sacred space, a meeting point between your past pain and your future promise. Let's get real. Society often tells us that breakthroughs only come to those who hustle the hardest, grind the longest, and never make mistakes. But you and I both know that many doors are opened not by striving, but by surrender, by faith, by being willing to let go when God says release, and to embrace when God says now. The timing is rarely as we expected, but it is always perfect. Have you noticed how, in seasons of waiting, certain patterns emerge? Maybe you've felt more isolated. Maybe you've been misunderstood by people you thought would always support you. Maybe you've faced spiritual resistance and heavy opposition. These are not signs of abandonment. In fact, they are spiritual confirmations. When you are closest to a shift, the atmosphere around you changes. Old relationships are removed. Distractions dry up. Even enemies grow bolder. All of this happens not to harm you, but to illuminate your path, to clarify your vision, to focus your energy for what's next. I want you to remember this. Delays are not denials. Sometimes what looked like a dead end was actually a detour designed for your protection. That job you didn't get saved you from unseen trouble. That relationship that broke your heart also broke generational cycles of pain. That opportunity you missed forced you to discover strengths you never even knew you had. Every prayer you thought God ignored, He was actually answering in ways you couldn't see. He has preserved you through storms and protected you from things you'll never even know about. Your name has been spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. Plans have been put in place to position you at exactly the right time, at precisely the right place. There is a law written, not on paper or by man, but woven deep in the spiritual fabric of the universe. Those who are called, who persevere through trial, who refuse to quit even when they have every reason to give up, these are the ones who are marked for breakthrough. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to manipulate circumstances. You only have to be ready, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, for when it arrives. It's time to shift your focus. Instead of asking, when will it happen? Start asking, what do I need to become right now, so I'll be ready when it does? It's not just about receiving a blessing. It's about being the kind of person who can sustain it. The world is full of people who get breakthroughs but can't hold on to them, because they never became who they needed to be on the inside. Are you tending to the garden of your soul? Have you released bitterness? Forgiven those who wronged you? Are you nurturing your gifts, even when no one is watching? Are you making space for the new, even as you let go of the old? These are the daily disciplines that prepare you for sudden change. Somewhere, right now, someone is watching this who has been on the edge of giving up. Maybe you've said, if one more thing goes wrong, I can't take it. But hear this, you're not on the verge of breakdown. You're on the verge of breakthrough. Every force that's tried to break you, poverty, sickness, depression, loneliness, its time is up. You may have been pressed, but you're not crushed. Struck down, yes, but not destroyed. You have a resilience that refuses to die, a spirit that can't be broken. And that, more than anything else, is the evidence that you are chosen. Some of you have witnessed doors that slammed in your face with such force that you questioned your value. You asked, what's wrong with me? But what if those doors were never meant for you? What if their closing was an act of mercy, not rejection? Too often, we focus on what won't open instead of what we're being spared. Remember, not every opportunity is a divine opportunity. When you're chosen, your steps are ordered, and no amount of striving can force what isn't meant. In this season, pay close attention to the whispers in your spirit, the little nudges that say, pray for that person, the urge to show kindness to a stranger, the sense that you're being called higher, to live with greater integrity, greater discipline, greater faith. These inner whispers are the language of the divine, guiding you to align with your destiny. Some breakthroughs happen in an instant, but most begin quietly, growing beneath the surface until suddenly, everything looks different. You may not even recognize yourself a year from now. Old labels won't stick. Old fears will fall away. Where there was confusion, clarity will reign. Where there was struggle, strength. Where despair once dwelled, hope overflows. If you're beginning to believe that your breakthrough is near, let your voice join a chorus of faith. Type for 44 in the comments. Let this be your public declaration that you're not shrinking back, you're stepping forward into purpose. Consider this: the waiting and the opposition you've faced are proportional to the size of the destiny awaiting you. The greater the calling, often the longer the preparation. That's why you see so many overnight successes were years in the making, forged by fire, tested by adversity. It's no coincidence you're tuning in now. As you continue on this journey, refuse to surrender to hopelessness. Stand guard over your thoughts. Feed your spirit with things that remind you of who you are, chosen, strong, capable. Distance yourself from voices that sow doubt or negativity. Surround yourself with people who speak life, who see potential even when you can't see it for yourself. Your breakthrough is not just about you. It's about the ripples you will send through your family, your community, your bloodline. When you rise, others are lifted with you. Your testimony will become someone else's survival guide. Your healing will make it possible for others to believe that healing is possible. The universe is always conspiring to elevate the willing. Doors are already in motion, even if you can't see them. Stay faithful in the little things. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. Each small act of courage, each day you choose hope over resignation, draws your destiny closer. No matter your age, no matter how many times you've started over, you haven't missed your moment. There is still more life, more love, more impact, more legacy waiting to be unveiled. This video is not just any video. It is a call of the soul, affirming your divine calling. It invites you to embrace this critical moment, signaling your readiness to the cosmos by typing 111 in the comments, affirming your awakening. Subscribe and activate notifications to embark on a journey of revelation, for this marks the beginning of a fascinating odyssey towards reclaiming your heritage. Stay with me as we journey even deeper. There are keys to unlocking this breakthrough: practical wisdom, spiritual insight, and personal disciplines that can shift your atmosphere and prepare you for all that is coming. Many have been called, few have answered. Today, you step into the few who say yes, shifting your inner landscape. Before external circumstances can change, something much deeper must shift inside you. The most profound breakthroughs in life do not begin in the world around you. They begin within. It's your mindset, your inner beliefs, your openness to receive that lays the foundation for miracles to happen. Pause and ask yourself, what stories are you telling yourself about your life right now? Are they rooted in hope, or are they echoes of old disappointments and fears? Too often, people rehearse defeat long after the battle has ended. You relive past betrayals, replay old failures like broken records. But here's the truth: your history does not own you. Your past does not have the final say. Breakthrough requires that you cultivate a narrative of possibility. Where your wounds spoke limitations, now let your faith declare new beginnings. Rehearse what is possible. Meditate on what is true about you, not what others have said, not what critics believe, but what your deeper spirit knows. You are resilient. You are becoming. Your circumstances do not define you. Your response does. Every great move of destiny starts with a willingness to see differently. Can you believe even now that the universe is working for your good? Can you trust that every delay, every denial, has been preparing you for divine acceleration? When new opportunities come, will you be ready to step through them? Or will old doubts keep you stuck at the threshold? Now is the time to silence the inner critic and turn up the volume on your inner witness. The still, small voice that urges you to believe there's more, to rise again. You are not merely a survivor. You are being positioned as a thriver, a pioneer whose very existence challenges what others thought was possible. Aligning action with faith. If you truly believe your breakthrough is near, your actions must start to reflect that faith. Faith is not passive. It's not just an emotion you feel, but a force you activate. How does this look? Today, it means setting intentions with clarity. It means organizing your life, not out of desperation, but expectation. Start by making space. Clear clutter from your physical environment. Let it be a symbol of the internal clearing you're committing to. Release grudges, unresolved hurts, and the weight of bitterness. Write a letter to your future self, describing the life you see unfolding. Speak in the present tense as if it is already happening. This is not fantasy. It is prophetic vision. Take daily steps, however small, towards the goals aligned with your calling. Educate yourself. Build healthy routines. Serve someone in need. Each simple act is a statement of faith that you expect greater things and are preparing to steward them well. Trust that what you prepare for in secret, the universe will reward in the open. If you walk in expectancy, even the mundane days become meaningful. Watch as synchronicities start appearing, as coincidences line up, as meetings and ideas land in your path at precisely the right moment. The power of resilience and recovery. Every chosen one has one thing in common. They know how to recover, not just from external setbacks, but from the internal storms that rage in the night. If you've lost something or someone in this season, don't allow the loss to define you. Let it be the soil where your roots sink deeper. Resilience is not about avoiding pain. It is about transmuting pain into power. Ask yourself not only, why did this happen to me, but how is this shaping me for the calling on my life? The universe refines its rarest souls in the fires of adversity because only fire can purify gold. When you fall, don't rush to get back up just to appease the expectations of others. Rise up in wisdom, not haste. Let every scar remind you of battles overcome, not wounds that still bleed. You are more than your challenges. You are the sum total of every time you decided to begin again. If you're watching and you know what it means to recover when others wrote you off, type 777 in the comments. Let's encourage each other. The tribe of the resilient rises together. Navigating relationship shifts. With every spiritual elevation, relationships begin to shift. This is not loss, it's alignment. Some will misunderstand your new vision, your changed boundaries, your deep need for solitude and focus. The friends you had in one season may not journey with you into the next. This can feel painful, but remember, a tree doesn't mourn every leaf that falls in autumn. Shedding is natural before new fruit can grow. Trust that those who are meant for the next phase will resonate with your new frequency. Bless those who move on. Honor the lessons they brought, then release them in gratitude. Make intentional space for new relationships. The wise, the supportive, those who mirror the growth you've worked so hard for. Be open to mentors and unlikely allies. Sometimes, divine connections are waiting just outside your comfort zone. Awakening spiritual discernment. In the journey of the chosen, discernment becomes your shield and guide. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every opportunity is meant for you. As your breakthrough draws near, distractions will multiply. You'll feel pulled in every direction by urgency, by tempting shortcuts, by voices that try to rush your process. Pause. Listen deeper than noise. Your intuition will never lead you astray. Learn to differentiate between the clamor of your ego and the counsel of your spirit. Often, what is loudest in the world is in direct opposition to the gentle wisdom that comes from within. Commit to daily practices that heighten your discernment. Whether it's meditation, journaling, prayer, or simply walking in nature, make space to receive divine clarity. Trust the inner chills, the sense of peace that transcends logic, the nudges that might make no sense to others. Your path is unique. Your answers will be too. Remember, breakthroughs demand readiness, but also clarity. Refuse to settle for anything less than what aligns with your highest calling. The waiting season, where true strength is forged. In the life of a chosen one, waiting is never wasted. The world may tell you that if something hasn't happened yet, it never will, but those destined for something greater know. Preparation often takes longer than we want. The waiting season is not a punishment. It's a refiner's fire, developing the very strength and maturity your next chapter requires. In moments of silence, you're being shaped, not shelved. There are lessons only learned in the quiet, insights growing like seeds beneath the surface. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, withholds immediate answers not to frustrate you, but to develop the depth needed for what's coming. Just as no craftsman rushes the creation of a masterpiece, neither does the divine rush your process. Use this time to invest in your own becoming. Develop patience like a muscle, one that, when tested, will not fail. Reflect on your progress and celebrate how far you've come, even if you are not yet where you want to be. Each day you persist honors your calling and demonstrates the kind of faith that opens previously locked doors. Identity. Remembering who you are. You must never lose sight of your identity, especially when the world seems determined to make you forget it. The path of the chosen is filled with moments where you are misunderstood, doubted, even attacked. But identity is your anchor. You are not what you've lost. You are not the sum of your failures, nor the labels others have tried to place on you. You are a reflection of the divine, designed with intention, purpose, and gifts that are needed now more than ever. Start every day reaffirming who you are. Speak truth over yourself, aloud if you need to. Remind your soul that you are worthy of every breakthrough that is coming, worthy of love, worthy of peace, worthy of abundance. Your story is not defined by detours, but by the direction of your faith. When doubt arises, and it will, recall every moment when you almost gave up yet didn't. Those victories, small as they may seem, form the foundation of your identity as one who endures, one who creates light even after the darkest nights. The importance of daily rituals. Breakthrough is rarely a one-time event. Instead, it is a series of accumulated choices, daily rituals, and acts of faithfulness. Consider the power of small, consistent actions. 5 minutes of gratitude, genuine prayer before each decision, moments of reflection at the start and close of each day. Rituals center you. They remind you, when chaos swirls, of what truly matters. Find practices that feed your spirit. Reading sacred texts, sitting in silence, taking mindful walks. Choose habits that align your actions with your destiny. These daily touches strengthen your resolve and open you to inspiration, allowing you to hear guidance others might miss in the rush. When breakthrough finally comes, your rituals will have prepared the soil of your life to receive it fully and to remain grounded when the external world shifts. Facing the giants, transcending fear. Every journey to breakthrough includes facing giant obstacles, moments designed to intimidate you out of your destiny. Sometimes, the giant is external, a looming threat to your stability, relationships, or dreams. Other times, it's internal, voices of fear, insecurity, the steady drumbeat of not enoughness. But remember, giants are not a sign that you're on the wrong path. Often, they are confirmation you're getting closer to your breakthrough. The presence of resistance reveals the significance of what's on the other side. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the refusal to be limited by it. Today, choose to confront the giants, not with your own strength, but with the confidence that you are backed by something greater. Recognize that everything you need is already within you. Lean into faith, draw on the stories of your past victories, and trust that the help you need will meet you at your point of action. Do you feel giants standing in your way? Declare your intention to move past them. Type for 44 in the comments if you commit to transcending fear for the sake of your calling. Let's agree, as a community, that fear will no longer write the story of our lives. The unseen help of divine timing. So much of what happens before a breakthrough is unseen. Forces move behind the scenes. Opportunities are being lined up, solutions are being prepared, resources are being gathered while you remain unaware. Trusting divine timing is choosing rest over restlessness, even when your breakthrough seems delayed. Let go of comparison. Others' journeys are not your own. When you see someone else blessed, winning, thriving, growing, don't shrink in envy, but expand in gratitude. If it happened for them, it's proof it can happen for you in your time, in your way. Trust that what is for you will not miss you. Divine timing is never late, never early, always perfect. The breakthrough coming your way is unique, designed for your strengths, your experience, your story. Wait with open hands and resist the urge to control by force what's meant to arrive by trust. Legacy. The ripple effect of your breakthrough. Never doubt the impact of your breakthrough. This moment is not simply for your comfort or happiness. It is to create a ripple that moves through your family, your friendships, your community. When you rise, your courage serves as a beacon, inspiring others to hope again, to believe that change is possible, regardless of age or circumstance. This is the power of legacy. It's not always about wealth or fame. Often, it's the unseen influence, the wisdom, the faith, and the integrity that survive long after you're gone. When future generations look back, let them find evidence of a life lived in purpose, a spirit that broke through so others would find the path clearer and the climb less steep. Each act of faith, every moment you choose love over fear, adds to this legacy. Your breakthrough is not only permission, it's the map others will reference long after. Absolutely. Here's the next sequence, with compelling segment titles and continued depth for your audience. The miracle in your mundane. It's easy to look for breakthroughs in the spectacular, in the lightning bolt moments, the loud announcements, the sudden shifts. But more often, breakthrough arrives quietly, dressed in the ordinary. The miraculous can be hidden in small beginnings. In a new idea, an unexpected phone call, a gentle nudge to take one more step. Start noticing how each day holds sacred opportunities. That short conversation at work, the chance meeting at the store, the intuitive urge to reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in years. These can be seeds of transformation. The divine works through daily life, not only in grand events but in the subtle, persistent reminders that you are being guided. Become mindful of synchronicities and patterns. When coincidences cluster, when doors open where you least expect, pay attention. The universe is whispering, signaling that things are aligning beneath the surface. Keep your heart and eyes open so you don't miss the miracle unfolding right in front of you. Protecting your peace on the way to breakthrough. One of the most important skills for the chosen ones is learning how to guard your inner world. As your breakthrough approaches, distractions will multiply. People may misunderstand your new boundaries. The busyness of life will demand your focus. But your peace is non-negotiable. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your dreams, or your time. Be around those who replenish you, not those who drain you. Create routines that allow for quiet reflection. Time each day where the noise of the world falls away so your soul can breathe. Say no gracefully to what does not serve your destiny. Remember, each time you choose peace over chaos, you grow stronger for what is coming. Peace is more than an emotion, it's a spiritual weapon. In stillness, you'll hear the next right step. In quiet, your discernment becomes razor sharp. Boldly claiming your next season. Your breakthrough won't announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes, it's waiting for you to move first, to claim what's yours by faith before you see it with your eyes. Step out boldly even before the evidence appears. Risk obedience. Take action on the inspirations that keep returning to your heart. What are you waiting for? Really? If you sense an opportunity, pursue it. If you've been called to share your story, speak it. If you feel led to start again, do it. Don't hold back out of fear of what others might say. Don't delay your evolution out of loyalty to who you once were. You are not the person you were last year or even last month. Growth changes everything. Old limitations fall away the moment you choose to walk in the confidence of someone who expects, not just hopes, for greater. Life responds to boldness with supernatural doors that would never open to timidity. Celebrate even the smallest victories. The journey to breakthrough includes 1,000 tiny steps, each one worthy of acknowledgement. Don't wait until everything is perfect to celebrate. Joy is fuel for the road ahead. Mark your progress. Recognize days where you chose faith over fear, kindness over judgment, hope over despair. Create your own rituals of gratitude. Each morning, write down 3 things that went well the day before, no matter how small. Every evening, acknowledge what you accomplished, giving yourself the grace to grow at your own pace. Progress is not always linear. Some days will feel slow, others will leap forward. The more you celebrate, the more you attract experiences worth celebrating. What you honor increases. As you fill your days with gratitude, you teach your mind to expect good things, even in uncertainty. Preparing for suddenly moments. Sometimes, after seasons of obscurity and silence, everything changes suddenly. A phone rings, a new opportunity appears, a relationship is restored, a vision crystallizes in your spirit. These suddenly moments are the result of all your preparation, patience, and perseverance converging at once. Are you ready for the doors to swing open? Is your heart prepared for favor you've not seen before? Your character and your faithfulness in the waiting season are what qualify you for the new level that's coming. Prepare practically as well as spiritually. Clear old obligations. Tidy unfinished business. Set new intentions. Align your commitments so you are ready to say yes to what's next without delay or distraction. Remove what belongs to the past so the future has room to breathe. If you're sensing that a suddenly moment is on its way to you, or if you've already experienced one recently, share 888 in the comments. Let this be an affirmation that you are awake, alert, and receptive to every blessing meant for you. The art of surrender. Much of spiritual maturity is learning when to release control. There are things, people, opportunities, circumstances that will shift beyond your reach, no matter how hard you try to hold on. True breakthrough always involves a measure of surrender. Surrender is not defeat. It is an act of trust, a recognition that what is meant for you cannot pass you by and that your efforts are best spent aligning, not forcing. When you sense it's time to release, release. When something feels heavy, when you've done all you can, quiet yourself and let go. Often, the blessing comes the moment after surrender. The burdens lift, the solution emerges, the peace returns. You realize that by not clinging, you open your hands to receive what is truly for you, better than anything you could have imagined or orchestrated. transforming pain into power. Every chosen one has walked through valleys, places of loss, grief, betrayal, disappointment. Sometimes, these memories linger like stubborn shadows, tempting you to believe the best is behind you. But one of the greatest gifts of the spiritual journey is discovering that pain can be the very soil from which your greatest strength grows. Your suffering is not meaningless. Every tear, every sleepless night, every loss has carved a well inside you, a deep space that only wisdom, compassion, and resilience can fill. When you transform pain into purpose, your life begins to glow with a strength that others can feel before you even speak a word. Don't despise what you've survived. Honor it. Allow it to be the teacher that refines you, not the jailer that confines you. The world needs the kind of hope that only survivors possess. The hope that says, if I can rise, so can you. Your testimony is someone else's blueprint for freedom. The call to radical authenticity. Chosen ones shine brightest when they stop hiding, when masks fall and their true self steps forward unapologetically. In a world addicted to conformity, your authenticity is revolutionary. It is an act of courage to stand as yourself, flaws and all, in every room you enter. No more shrinking to fit. No more silencing your voice to make others comfortable. The world desperately needs realness. Wisdom spoken from the heart, kindness without agenda, confidence rooted in truth. When you show up as yourself, you give others permission to do the same. Remember, your uniqueness is not a liability. It is your calling card. The divine painted you in one-of-a-kind colors for a reason. The more you honor your true self, the more you attract the relationships, opportunities, and breakthroughs that are meant just for you. Overcoming envy and the fear of judgment. On the road to breakthrough, old fears will try to resurface. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being judged, and sometimes even fear of your own success. You may encounter envy or resistance from others as you rise. This is not a sign to contract. It is a sign you are moving in the right direction. Release comparison. Your journey is not measured by the pace or praise of others, but by the quiet voice within that keeps urging you forward. You are a trailblazer, not a competitor. Stand tall in your light. Celebrate when others win. It is evidence that breakthrough is in your neighborhood. When jealousy whispers, respond with gratitude and redirection. Remain committed to the unique mission God has placed on your life. The only approval you need is your own, and the only permission is already written in your soul. Type 999 in the comments if you commit to walking free from envy and embracing your own lane with boldness and gratitude. The power of declaring your destiny. Words are not just sounds. They are seeds that create your tomorrow. What you declare, you begin to empower, and what you consistently speak, you attract. Throughout history, chosen ones did not receive their promise in silence. They spoke it into existence, even when circumstances mocked their faith. Start declaring positive outcomes over your life every day. Speak favor over your work, over your family, over your health, and your spiritual journey. Proclaim that your breakthrough is not just possible, but inevitable. Name your dreams aloud, what you hope for, long for, believe is coming. Declarations rewire your mind, shift the spiritual atmosphere, and set the expectation that something good is always on the way. When doubt creeps in, speak hope louder. Eventually, your heart will catch up with your mouth, and your environment will have no choice but to shift. Maintaining consistency in uncertain seasons. In seasons of waiting, when clarity comes and goes, what separates those who receive breakthrough from those who miss it is consistency. Consistency in the small things. Consistency in kindness, in faith, in discipline, in self-care. Even when results are slow or invisible, keep tending your dreams. Don't let discouragement or delay cause you to abandon the work. The breakthrough you're believing for is often just on the other side of your last act of faithfulness. Build habits that endure. Daily prayer, learning, service, and rest. Keep showing up. The universe rewards those who remain rooted while others are tossed by every wind of change. Consistency is the key to unlocking the season you're praying for. Honoring the seasons of release. Breakthrough is not just about adding, it's about releasing. As you grow, not everything and everyone can come with you. There will be times when you must say goodbye to environments, stories, or relationships that no longer serve your calling. This can be bittersweet, but it is always necessary. Honor what was. Bless the lessons and the memories. Then set your gaze forward, trusting that release is a divine invitation to receive even better. New chapters require uncluttered pages. Do not fear letting go. What departs makes room for what's destined to arrive. Remember, chosen ones are always in motion, outgrowing, evolving, championing change. You are not forsaking anyone by following your growth. You are simply trusting the timing and wisdom of your own becoming. Spiritual disciplines for lasting transformation. Breakthrough is not just an event. It's a sustainable lifestyle rooted in daily spiritual disciplines. These are the anchor points that hold you steady through change, uncertainty, and even disappointment. For the chosen one, routines become more than obligations. They become portals to divine encounters and transformation. Begin your mornings in stillness, even if just for a few breaths, asking, "What is being revealed to me today?" Let gratitude open your spirit. As you move through your day, pause often to recenter. Breathe, pray, listen. Let every small act, from making your coffee to planning your next step, be an offering, a reminder that you are partnering with the divine. Evenings are powerful times to reflect. Ask yourself, where did I notice guidance today? What could I release that no longer serves me? Close your day by sowing seeds for tomorrow, speaking appreciation, visualizing your breakthrough, resting with expectation. Over time, these disciplines build a foundation so strong that nothing can shake you. When the outside world wobbles, your inner world remains a sanctuary. Seeing with new eyes, the practice of reframing. Life will present you with challenges, obstacles, and at times what appear to be setbacks. Your power as a chosen one lies in your ability to reframe, to see with spiritual eyes, not just natural ones. Where others see delay, you discern preparation. Where others see rejection, you recognize redirection. Practice asking, what else could this mean? When facing difficult circumstances, is the closed door actually a corridor towards something greater? Is the loss paving the way for gain you cannot yet imagine? Training yourself to pause before judgment and to look for higher meaning transforms discouragement into wisdom. Not only does this practice empower you, but it also helps you recognize the hidden blessings that others overlook. Your perspective creates your reality. Choose to see your journey as a masterpiece still in the making. The blessing of imperfect progress. Often, perfectionism keeps people from taking risks, launching dreams, or even believing for their breakthrough. The chosen journey is never perfect. Beware of the trap that says you must have everything in order before you begin. Freedom is found in movement, even if the first steps are awkward or uncertain. Each time you act, you gain feedback, not failure. Each so-called mistake is data, not defeat. Trust that your willingness to keep going when others quit is what separates you. Your growth doesn't have to be flawless for it to be real, powerful, and effective. Honor your missteps. Share your journey honestly. Others will find courage in your transparency, and you will find resilience as you release the need for perfect progress. Generosity and service. Multiplying your breakthrough. One of the secrets to sustaining breakthrough is to make it bigger than yourself. As you are blessed, become a blessing. Find ways to serve others with your gifts, your time, your wisdom, even as you wait for more. Generosity opens the flow of abundance, both seen and unseen. When you pour into others, you step into a higher vibration. You become a channel for answers that you might still be waiting for in your own life. Serving those on the same journey affirms your place in the divine economy, where what you give returns multiplied. Small acts matter. A phone call, a word of encouragement, a helping hand. The more you give, the more you discover that your breakthrough is not only for your benefit but to uplift the collective. If you're someone who refuses to wait until you arrive to share love and encouragement, claim it by typing 222 in the comments. Together, we rise by lifting each other, releasing the weight of the past. Carrying old disappointments is like walking through life with a stone in your shoe. It slows you down, blurs your vision, and makes every step painful. No matter what has been said, done, or lost, the past does not dictate your destiny. Today, let the past go. Forgive where you need to. Release old narratives that say you aren't worthy, aren't ready, or aren't divine enough. Bless the lessons, but leave the weight behind. The moment you release yesterday, you open today for new possibilities. Your freedom is not in the future. It is available right now, in this present decision to forgive, to let go, and to step unencumbered toward what is next. Embracing divine unfolding. Life will not always follow the script you imagined. Very often, breakthrough looks different than the outcome you've been obsessing over. Divine intelligence knows your heart, your future, and what serves you best, even when it sometimes means closing a door you dreamed would open. Release your demands for how things should be. Make peace with not knowing all the answers. Trust that the force which called you chosen is wise enough to unfold your story exactly as it needs to be. Let every bend in the road, every unexpected twist, be an invitation to trust. What is unfolding may be very different than your plan, yet exactly aligned with your deepest purpose. Listening for the divine whisper. In the rush of modern life, true guidance is rarely found in the noise. The most profound direction comes as a whisper, a gentle intuition, a flash of clarity, a subtle knowing that pulls you just a step further down your path. Chosen ones cultivate this listening. Turn down the volume of external expectations and learn the language of your own soul. Be still enough to catch the sacred nudge that says, call this person, turn left instead of right. Rest, even when the world says hustle. The divine whisper doesn't shout, it leads. Often, what begins as a soft pull becomes the very voice that guides you to connections, ideas, and open doors that hard work alone could never earn. Start honoring the whisper by acting on it, even with small things. Every time you respond, you strengthen your spiritual senses. Before long, you will find yourself living in alignment, experiencing guidance as a daily gift, sometimes bringing you to your breakthrough in ways you never anticipated. The power of patience. Maturing into your breakthrough. Patience is more than waiting for time to pass. It is choosing trust over anxiety, faith over frustration. Sometimes, the breakthrough you long for takes longer than you hoped. Every delay, every pause, is preparing you behind the scenes. Patience matures your character. It deepens your roots, protects you from false starts, and ensures you are ready to handle what's coming in fullness. Without patience, it's easy to settle prematurely, to accept less than what's truly meant for you. Imagine a fruit picked too early, not yet sweet, not yet nourishing. So too is destiny rushed. Chosen ones learn to embrace timing, trusting the process as much as the promise. When frustration rises, anchor yourself in gratitude, breathing in the lesson of the present moment. Every season has a purpose, even the waiting ones. Maturity means not just longing for arrival, but cherishing the growth that happens while you wait. Nurturing joy, even in challenge. It can be tempting to put off joy. I'll celebrate when I get there. I'll be happy when my breakthrough arrives. But one of the secrets of the chosen is learning to nurture joy even in imperfect conditions. You are not called only to endure. You are called to live fully, to delight in simple pleasures, and to anchor your spirit in gratitude. Laughter is holy. Beauty, even in suffering, is medicine for the soul. Seek out what makes your heart light. It could be music, movement, time with loved ones, or simply marveling at the sunrise. Don't let circumstances dictate your joy. Let your joy become the fuel that draws the miraculous into your everyday. Remember, joy is magnetic. It uplifts you, and its ripple effects invite breakthrough by making your life a place the blessing wants to rest. Stewardship. Caring for what you have now. Breakthrough is never just about getting more. It's about stewarding what's already in your hands. Take inventory. What talents could you develop further? What relationships could use nurturing? What dreams have you left unattended that could blossom if given a bit of attention? Begin where you are with what you have. Faithfulness in small things prepares you for responsibility in greater things. When you invest in today, you signal to the divine your readiness for tomorrow's abundance. Tidy your environment. Commit to excellence in whatever job or calling you have now. Honor the trust others have shown you. The energy you bring to what's already present paves the way for greater expansion. Cutting toxic ties. Making room for healthy connections. On the route to your breakthrough, you will be prompted to examine your relationships. Not everyone in your old circle can understand, support, or carry your new vibration. This is not a judgment against anyone else. It is simply part of growth. If there are connections that drain, manipulate, or diminish your spirit, now is the time to set boundaries. Sometimes saying no to old patterns is the only way to say yes to new possibilities. As you let go, you will find space opening for mentors, friends, and partners who inspire, uplift, and resonate with your highest self. Trust that the right tribe will find you as you honor your own boundaries and growth. If you're ready to make room for new, healthier relationships in your next season, type 333 in the comments. Your declaration is a promise to yourself and a signal to the universe that your circle is being divinely aligned. Vision. Seeing beyond where you are. The greatest breakthroughs happen first in the realm of vision. Chosen ones dare to see themselves beyond current limitations, beyond what others expect or what past failures suggest is possible. Carve out time to dream and let your imagination run wild. Visualize your future, not just the end goal, but the process, the growth, the person you become along the way. Write your vision, speak it aloud, and revisit it often. Fill your mind with stories of others who have overcome. Let their victories plant seeds in your own field of faith. The more vividly you can see your breakthrough, the more easily your spirit will move toward it, instinctively attracting what is needed to make it real. Vision gives you strength for hard days and discipline when distractions tug. Where there is no vision, lives unravel. Where vision is planted, destiny takes root. Resilience. Rising again and again. Breakthrough isn't just about the moment when everything turns around. It's about the path forged through continual resilience. Getting up when you've been knocked down, deciding you will not be defined by setbacks. True resilience isn't denial of hardship. It's the strength to honor your pain, learn from your wounds, and move forward, again and again. Each comeback, no matter how subtle, is evidence of invisible progress. When you look back on your journey one day, you'll see that every failure, every delay, every lonely night and sharp disappointment was molding a character unbreakable by circumstance. Chosen ones do not escape hardship, but they know how to transform it. In this, you become not just a receiver of breakthrough, but a living example of what is possible. Recognizing and receiving your breakthrough. Sometimes the breakthrough doesn't look the way you imagined. It might arrive disguised as a new relationship, a fresh opportunity, or even a surprising ending. Stay open. Remain curious. Refuse to let cynicism blind you to the ways that blessing can enter your life. Every day, ask, what is waiting here for me? What lessons? What gifts? Am I willing to receive something new, even if it arrives differently than I once hoped? Recognize the small breakthroughs. A day without anxiety, a mended relationship, a creative spark. These are as miraculous as any grand victory. Be ready to say yes, even if the door opens wide when you feel unprepared. Sometimes the only qualification needed is your willing heart and outstretched hands. Your yes is the gate through which miracles flow. Sharing your wisdom and testimony. Breakthrough is a lamp meant to be shared. As you rise, tell your story. Let others see how far you've come, not to boast, but to shine a light on the possibility inside every human spirit. You never know who needs your particular brand of hope. Open your life, mentor, encourage, write, speak. Sometimes, just a simple conversation with a friend going through a hard time is the answer to their unsaid prayer. In the comments, declare 555 if you're committed to sharing your wisdom and being a light for others, turning your breakthrough into a ripple of hope across the world. Perseverance. The secret of every chosen one. The most enduring trait of the chosen is perseverance. It's the willingness to keep moving, keep believing, even when nothing changes for days, months, or years. Perseverance is both the journey and the reward, the path and the signpost. Remind yourself, Those who refuse to quit always reach their destination. When you feel weary, dig deep. Ask for help. Rest, but do not surrender your calling. Every small step you take is honored. Every act of faith is recorded in the invisible tapestry of your legacy. Living in gratitude and continual expectation. As you close this video, pause in gratitude. Look around, see who you've become. Feel the shift in your spirit. Know that even as you wait, as you sow, as you trust, you are already being transformed. Wake up every day expecting goodness, watching for it, celebrating it. Gratitude magnetizes even more blessing. Expectation is your agreement with God, the universe, and your own highest self that you are ready for every good thing. Final blessing. Step boldly into your new season. Your breakthrough is not a distant, someday event. It is lining up right now. In conversations, new ideas, appointments, and divine guidance. The wilderness you've wandered has been preparation, not punishment. The storms you've survived have given you wisdom nobody can take. You are seen, you are called, and you are covered. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too old, too broken, too anything for the blessing set aside just for you. If you have breath, you have purpose. Type for 44 in the comments to seal your intention, your hope, your yes for this season. Let the universe and all who journey with you know you are ready. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because this is not the end. It's the opening of a new chapter, and together, we will walk into every promise set before us. Share this message with others who need hope. Remember, you are never just watching. You are marked, chosen, and endlessly loved. Your big breakthrough is not just close, it's inevitable. Step forward. Your time is now.